Hi, I'm Lindsay Evans and I'm a garden designer. When I'm not designing gardens, you'll find me out on my allotment or in my garden looking after my homegrown vegetables and my flowers. Your front garden is the public face of your house. It creates the first impression of you and your property, and it frames the property. So here's a few tips on how to design a front garden and give your property that all-important curb appeal. The main practical purpose of the front garden is to provide easy access to the house without getting drenched or scratched by prickly plants on your way in. Now the front garden is often used for more practical purposes as well, like storing wheelie bins and bikes and car parking and wheelchair access. Balancing these sometimes conflicting requirements is a bit of a skill, and the best tip I can give you is to keep the design simple. Simple layout with some stout planting will look great and be low maintenance. You won't spend your whole time looking after it. Don't use too many different hard materials. You can use the planting to create interest. Provide a straight, wide path that gets you to the front door without having to navigate overgrown plants. The house entrance should be obvious and welcoming. Use some box topiary to frame the doorway. It looks elegant, timeless, and is always smart. And it's easy to keep it looking tidy. If you do have a climber over the front door, keep it tied back and well pruned, otherwise it will become a damp, sticky, prickly construction. If you have a lawn, keep it mown. A scruffy lawn ruins an otherwise good garden. Think twice about having a lawn in a front garden. It can really make a difference. Design using simple geometric shapes and avoid fussy details. A formal scheme with strong, crisp lines always looks good and is easy to keep tidy. If the scheme looks bland and flat, create interest by putting in some raised borders. Use planting to create interest, texture, colour and soften hard edges. If your front garden is your only piece of outside space and you want to use it as a seating area, consider creating a sunken area which will give you some privacy. A water feature can also add interest, but make sure it is in scale with the garden and in keeping with the style of the garden. Having provided a straight path from the gateway to the front door, you may still have a problem if there is another shorter route into the garden, for example over a low wall. Human nature dictates we will always try and take the shortest route, and regular callers will soon create an ugly, informal route through your lovely new scheme. Some strategically placed spiky plants, like some ornamental hollies, will help stop this. Discourage burglars by avoiding high hedges, which provide ideal cover for someone breaking into your house. Install movement sensors on lights so that they're activated when someone approaches the house. To avoid people running off with your new garden features, secure pots or sculptures by either cementing them in place, attaching them to the house, or a ground spike with chains. You can include some subtle lighting. Wall washers either side of the front door create a nice warm welcome and are much better than harsh security lighting, which is unnecessarily bright. Add pathway lighting. You can include decorative spotlights, but be careful not to overlight the garden. So those are my top tips for creating a welcoming, stylish front garden.